live that Vertigo had to be a part of ENCE's map win if this upset were to happen. 2 chances to close this out. If not on Anubis, then Nuke after this. ENCE have given themselves some real runway tonight to cause a real tremor in Group B of the group stage. Betting odd favorites still Vitality. Hades and Diha leading the charge. We got Jakey and MC on the numbers tonight. Bringing you the POVs of this bloodbath. Mezzy, quick attempt to hold back Temple, doesn't find his mark. Apex kind of leaning between both attacks, both avenues, both routes being taken here by ENCE. Nicely done by Spinks. There he is, all map long, back on Vertigo. His absence was unfortunately deafening. And now Hades will be definitely trying to claw this back. We've got the entirety of what's left of Vitality stuck down in the dark room. Not that he knows this, but he picked up the bomb and he tucked into platform. And now he hears the rumblings of the CTs looking for him. What if he just sits back plat and never gets found? His teammates over towards Temple, he hears them leaving. Hades, he hears 2 sets leaving, but he gets blindsided by Flamesy, who confirms bomb was hidden there the whole entire time. At least it's a plant. At least it's a chance for Glaive to come and join him. But he dodged the first threat. And now ENCE, they're just going to pull off the bomb site. They're going to give space over to Vitality, who then throw a smoke on top of bomb and tap, and that tap is going to elicit any kind of a response. Glaive comes back in from Temple, gives up his death. Hades, it's a fresh mag and a 10-second stick. He's trying to duel with Flamesy, who picks it up with Berettas, and Vitality will take CT Pistol.
Got to trust the stick. You see how they come flying around every corner, spraying basically, no matter what gun they have? So important to do that right now, unfortunately, but it works out quite well. I think that the smoke they throw down is the best thing they have. Whether or not they need to actually defuse it, it forces the peaks out from 2 very powerful spots. You could say, oh, well, Hades, you know, unfortunately showed himself a little bit earlier, but they were never going to get that far away with 3 players from being able to walk back into dark, and I think the plant was inevitable. So, very nice pistol rounds. Well coordinated here from Vitality.
Feels like if Hades catches Flamesy off guard, then that kill really guarantees it. Hold on, no way. Double Galil kill coming out from Goofy. He's got a 3rd one on a silver platter, but Apex makes sure to draw blood back. And that immediately cools off what could have been a crazy round for ENCE to just stampede into A. They'll still hang on to man advantage with very capable weapons across the board. Light on Util with a smoke and a frag. But they've got this defense so split up, so getting proactive is Apex. If he can get into the back line of the river push, that would be one thing, but this 3-player pack is already up inside of E-Box. Spinks looking to improve from the first map, doesn't get the best of Diha, leaves pressure on Zywoo and Apex, and that's one of them confirmed. They start to head the other way. They've got to cut their losses and lick their wounds. This is an immediate bounce back out of ENCE.
That's a statement. I mean, this is the kind of story that you see happen when it's a dominant team versus an underdog. It's usually a dominant team. They stomp the first map, then the second map, they give up a pistol, then they bounce back instantly. This is happening to Vitality. Vitality are not the ones who are showing that they are the better team, that they're the more dominant team, or the less scared team. The fact is in Counter-Strike, that has to be earned week to week, it feels like, and that's why it's always so incredible to have periods, eras.
Any kind of win streak.
Yeah, any kind of win streak.
Apex holding on to the 1 Galil. The remnants of what was Vitality's opening momentum.
It was Astralis, right, to beat Vitality at Blast Groups?
Yes, sir.
And this would be an even steeper upset, and it's actually beat Astralis, but that was already an upset. So it's like, you could say that this would be kind of even more impressive.
I think the context of a Polish team making it to the group stage of Katowice and then following it up with an upset over the #1 ranked team. Oof. History in the making, although very early on here in map 2. It's a good kill on Flamesy. deals with the long control, creates a question mark for Vitality that's going to keep half of what's left of them just occupied to this half of the site.
I wonder which next great nation that Natu will bless with a Katowice run, okay?
Yeah, right.
Whether it's the Finnish ENCE in 2019 or the ENCE today, you know, being the first Polish CEO to bring ENCE to Katowice glory here. He has had a wild ride.
And I mean, it's crazy that like,
As the owner of this team.
Polish cores haven't even had a match win or a map win in years. All of a sudden, we've got Rebels and ENCE knocking on the Spodek's door. Kylar creeping in wonderfully here and dealing with both Mezzi and Spinks. And his performance back on Vertigo was a welcome sight. Again, when it goes beyond Hades, we were looking at Goofy for months. Kylar's gonna fall, bomb plant's canceled. Glaive's got covered deep from Diha. And Kylar should be proud. Makes mincemeat of that B site. Stepping forward here with his brethren. 2-1 lead for ENCE early on. And it's pistols for Vitality now.
Yeah, this is no joke. But it is a step up in competition when they play. They played against Mongols, and Mongols had... Sad part about Mongols, man, is they're... Individually, they're so much worse than they were last year. They have players like Blitz in particular, but who are just look good on all fronts. But they played against them on Anubis, and it's got the 9-3 T half, and that's excellent. But even a 9-3 T half here versus Vitality is not going to be the same, so they shouldn't be in the same headspace. Vitality can still easily come back into this match at any point. And the interview can always be, we just took a long time to wake up.
It's a good day. This would be a glorious one. Glaive trying to chase that frag over to the A site. Actually falls back with bomb. Don't want to lose this one of all rounds, but it is indeed a B site stack with a Deagle in the middle of the USBs. Catching that one player who was A in mid. Reopens the door, plenty of time, send the MAC-10 in. Diha's gonna make some money. Vitality thought maybe they had the slimmest of chances, but that MAC-10 shreds through all three. Man, I gotta say, dude, these Poles are looking hyper-focused.
Glaive just gotta actually start learning Polish so they can reach the max
heights,
level.
Right?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
He strikes me as the type.
That laugh?
Who was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, Vitality, you're getting laughed at. That was Cuban. Producers reporting in.
That was Cuban?
That was Cuban. Here we go, a little active play from Vitality. Let's see if their guns can make a difference, because you can't get stomped on map 1 and the second.
Oh, the confidence.
E-box with the SMG still. I mean, Mezzi's feeling doomed here. 39 health. Oh, wow, he turns it even blind. The fact he's able to kill Kylar is huge. But a chance for Glaive to double down on the entry. CT set scrambling. We see ZywOo making his move. Apex shapes Diha off of the bomb site. And that will still be bombed down.
I much prefer this deep smoke.
Ooh, ZywOo finds timing on flank, and that is Hades canceling the plant, potentially delivering the bomb to the Temple player if he pushes through. They know Long is compromised, but ZywOo actually didn't stick around back there. He goes back to bridge instead, which is a great play to cut off any potential river rotation. Goofy just caught out in the no man's land, and Hades forced into the 1v3 clutch with a clean tap deep. He gets the first one down, and that reactivates ZywOo. From watching on bridge, back to holding Long. Oh, what a wonderful clutch this would be from Hades.
He set it up perfectly. I mean, ZywOo's slow flanking. Hades can clear out behind him fast, so he doesn't have to worry about that ever. Even though ZywOo's been missing, it's not part of his inventory anymore. 2
taps down Long to get Apex off the play. Silence here as Vitality get on site. ZywOo showing him a little skin, but Hades can't make the most of the chance he had. That headshot connects, and Flamesy's up next, but Vitality will answer early on.
Yeah. Or the rest of the spray either, to be honest. That would have been a good test right there. Hit that one shot, but I like the way they hit the site. They just got picked off before their site smoke went up. And the deeper site smoke was well complemented by them clearing around with the first player with the MAC-10 who's low HP. But then he also died. I just much prefer that than the default smoke that everyone's been throwing, where you can get spammed on the back of default, and it's just a mess for allowing CTs to get rotating in too deep. So I wouldn't say ENCE give that one away, but they did give a couple of kills away in that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. As he fully blind 180 turn towards long and barrel stuffing the first guy. Goofy getting caught on the crossover.
But Dia's confidence. That MAC-10 entry.
I'll take that all night long. You know, Dia is somebody who could take over games back in the international ENCE. No doubt in my mind he could do it with his Polish brethren. Put him back on that platform. Hades, quick scope in off the mark. Kylar takes the angle, but the flash, well, that'll turn both of them right back around. You know, there's always this conversation around ZywOo and when he is going to take over a server. I think that last round was a quick glimpse of what happens when you let him go unchecked. His cross on bridge caught the long player completely off. Dia trying to look through flames here. Him and Spinks exchanging glances. And utility at this point. We got Goofy setting the flash in. Here it comes. Mezzi, not blind. It actually bounced off the top stair, so not ideal. But at least nobody runs through and dies because of it.
Yeah, and they would have stayed in there anyway, so it's inconsequential, it seems like. Sometimes it's just important to know that someone ate the flash more than you actually clear the area out. In this case, it doesn't really matter.
Ooh, lost duel. Flamesy gets active. Goofy picks it up in the smoke. 3 caught. Ooh. And Apex bomb delivered. Not to mention that early damage out of Flames is going to prime Apex wonderfully. Spinks tries to press out from Temple while Hades, yeah, he's going to look the wrong direction. So CT's corralling the kills inside of A. 15 to the clock and Dia to the clutch. Apex pressing down. Ooh. Excuse me. Mezzi is there to close it out. His first on the round. Him and Spinks survive, and Vitality tie the game at 3.
They should have just kept running, man. They were both sitting there inside the camera smoke and were too scared to press forward. If they both had run, then one of them gets a trade for sure. And even Glaive here as the second, sorry. It should have been Glaive to just continue forward. Hell, run and shoot.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, crouch walking while spraying. Yeah. You see that muzzle flash? That's so easy for Apex.
Yeah. That's where, like, old habits die hard, of course. That's not even Glaive being old. Anyone's played CSGO is like...
Missed chance. Kylar goes for the aggressive entry.
Ooh, it's giving away a lot of momentum now. Like, ENCE, they lose the first round, but it's close. The second round, but it's not as nice with the amount of sort of mistakes that are being made. Now the first round, right after, you lose the opening kill instantly. They need to treat it as a little bit more precious, I think. And gracious Glaive hands over an AK.
No vision of anybody here. Vitality start to lean that second player back. ZywOo's not going to miss his shot on the approach. Missed Molotov as well out from the tees. That would have been burning ZywOo out of this position. It would have exposed him to Goofy. Instead, ZywOo finds a safe pocket. And his Sanctuary holds off ENCE entirely. One missed utility just leans itself into the favor of Vitality. So strong, so easy there for ZywOo.
Yeah. Now it looks like Vitality have finally woken up, and it'll take a little bit more effort from ENCE.
Yeah, don't
to stay on
all
par.
these kids.
Yeah, I think no matter what, even if Vitality's form goes down a little bit, they're still always going to make less mistakes. And that's how you get consistency in the first place. And that's why they should be able to pick apart teams who are as new as ENCE every time. Less mistakes every single time. But in Vertigo, there was no mistakes from ENCE, and they were keeping up aim-wise. Now, there are openings, and Vitality's aim's getting a little bit better.
Yeah, two elements of the game that turn to the tide Vitality's favor. We get a timeout here as Vitality go up 4-3 on this CT half. You know, even though this is a new roster, I do like that we are talking about a core of the 9 camp with Kylar, Goofy, Hades, and I know for a fact as well that Diha's always playing with these guys in FPL even throughout the previous ENCE iteration, so I feel like, you know, the chemistry at the very least, I think that has a quick start.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not everything, there's still a lot of work to do, nobody would deny that, but it is, I think it is it's a quick start.
No, I think that matters a lot. I think that matters a lot.
Okay, good. Then I changed my opinion too. It matters a lot.
If you play with people all the time, that's real.
Yes.
Like the way they play is the way that they're going to act in a lot of your big matches. The way they talk, you understand what they mean. It matters. You get ahead. You know, you don't have to climb a mountain together to figure yourself out. You played 3 years of Face It together. Almost the same thing.
Kind of harder, actually, than climbing mountains. Do you still play Face It 3 years later with your same teammates? Man, you guys have made it to Everest.
That's K2 minimum.
Yeah. Triple Tech 9 out from ENCE off the pause. I think there's some wiggle room in middle for ENCE to maybe get rolling forward with. We've seen them iced out on camera by a smoke, but I still think getting to that point has been easier than maybe it should be. We'll see if there's an opening there to exploit as we get Flamesy leaning back closer to the site with Zywoo, who, while blind, picks up Hades, goes back in for second servings. Oh, Zywoo! Oh!
Come on.
3 kills, him and Flames locking it down like it's nothing. ENCE thinking they could serve up an A split. They get rocked. And Diha desperate to get anything going. Zywoo knows you're there.
Sniff him out.
Yeah, you're not getting past this. It's a full house between Zywoo and Flames.
Yeah, my man is sharp right there. That was crazy with the op. You can see, yeah, I mean, Zywoo ultimately is like, it feels like you obviously don't see him off that often. More often than not, but still not that often compared to other oppers. But you just wonder what his stats would be like if he did op even more. Or maybe he does have. Maybe he has that Goldilocks zone of opping to rifling ratio, where if he did overdo it, it wouldn't be so nice. Who knows? Who knows what goes on in that mind? Mind of the Woo.
Ooh, quick pressure, trying to cross. That Tech-9 swarm can be deadly, but Mezzy holds the line just like that. Crack of the whip, and the last one's down. Woo! Man, those Tech-9s got out quick. Some good strafes going on.
Usually you see a bad spray like that and it's over.
Yeah, first players got Mezzy lines them up. Look at this pack, all spread out around Spinks.
Yeah.
Mezzy, good target selection.
Attack! What you doing, mate? Go with your teammate! Fucking newbie!
It's like the first map didn't even happen. It's like a really good place to be mentally, though. The past doesn't exist.
I wish I could get stomped out and then just instantly reset like
exactly.
Apex can.
That's
a life skill.
You know, like people, like you saw ENCE getting hyped up in between the, oh, hold on. But I was just going to say, you saw ENCE getting hyped up outside, playing games together and stuff like that. That's something that Apex feels like people have stolen from his team. Bringing the soccer ball. Sorry, the football.
Football. Playing ping pong.
Ping pong.
Oh man, iced out. Apex, he's doing a lot better. 11-5 as he takes over the top mid bridge control. Smoke comes down towards the B site. Diha looking for the entry. We saw great things from his Mac 10. And he's got a player on a position familiar to ENCE. Spinks gonna lock it in. Apex just throws himself at this hold. Attempt at the spray control. Diha's gonna let this one slide. Apex is everywhere all the time.
Yeah, that's nice.
And Vitality taking a quick lead here on Anubis. 7-3, the CT side looking rock solid.
and this is one of the maps already in this half. This is something you learn from if you're ENCE, and that's like the 2 rounds that they let them get back into when it was 3-3, maybe 3-2, and or sorry, 3-1, tied up, and then one more.
Yeah. Only made possible, by the way, because of that round 2 force buy.
That's the thing, though. Those mistakes start to really come to the surface again in retrospect.
Gonna try it again, huh? Tech9's looking to blast past the B defense. Mezzi's gonna get burned out by Diha. Spinx's position is known, but guess who's here again? Apex, perfect nade. Blows Diha away. Spinx locks in on platform. You cannot enter this bomb site. This is the vitality we expected.
Keep powering him up. And just like that, they've already made half of it. 1 round left to go. And ENCE do not have anything to look forward to now.
Nuke.
CT side will not be easy.
A missed shot? Do my eyes deceive me? Five v 4 to deal with yet again. That pressure on bridge reapplied, this time by Apex. I feel like Apex took that first map personally. Up to 14-5. Looking for the dark room fight, but nobody's there to give it to them. So this could be a way to peel a player off the B hit. Diha flashed in. Oh, nice hold by Spinx. Goes for the wide open angle. Still concerned about the long hit. And indeed, the bomb is inbound. But every time, it's Apex just attacking the sides, jabbing you in the gut, never giving you any room.
He's so good at timing that flank rotation fast.
Yeah.
With the shots to the side. He does that a lot, actually.
You know, feels like it always feels like a stick up when it's Apex. Just when you think you got your sight hit going, Apex gonna stab you in the side. That stiletto between the ribs, and then he gives it a twist as he talks his shit. And it's a fair one, because Vitality lead 9-3. Damn, folks, we got some hot-handed in-game leaders tonight. Glaive back on Vertigo leads the show for the ENCE map 1 win. Apex told them to sit down. It was only getting started. We thought he was talking about the first map, but he's talking about this best of 3, because now he's at 16-5 after a just clinical dismantling of ENCE's T-side here on Anubis. Vitality locked him out, shut him down, sent him home. Although we already are in Poland. It's a 9-3 comfortable lead for the T-side of Vitality on a map they love to win. So let's see if they can make it quick. Push this series to the decider of Nuke. Diha, give it a chance with the dual Berettas, gets as many kills as he has guns. There's damage here on Apex, who couldn't get up the rugs. Hades, nice second shot.
Not too bad.
Leaves us in the 1v1.
Flamesy does not know where Goofy could be, and he is in one of the most unlikely spots possible. Looking for a late catch on this rotation, and Goofy will not hear this, but you will hear. Now you just got to time this. There's no plan coming in just yet. And because of that, he's got to know that Flamesy is just sitting tucked, right?
No.
Oh my God.
So well
Execution.
played. Well played. Here's Goofy flanking fast, sits in the corner and lets him make his move.
I mean, that was a little bit fast to run down when you know Flamesy can also hear you.
Yeah. Unless he only dropped assuming he had waited long enough and maybe Flamesy would be deeper.
Do you think, or would you have thought so? I mean, if you were on the bridge.
If I was on the bridge, I would have thought he heard me.
Yeah.
But
better believe he did too.
Yeah, the way he did that wide swing.
Yeah, that's the thing that didn't really make.
He's just looking for it, man. So they're going to be set back to USPs. This is looking like a quick one. Vitality going to crank the dial. Put it on hot. Flamesy, one shot in with the MAC-10. Goofy's USP will answer a quick fight down from camera. Ooh, Mezzy. It's messy. 4 kills with the Galil like it's nothing. Because it is easy. Unarmored USPs to the wayside. ENCE knew that one was going to slip through their fingers. It's all about Nuke at this point, it feels. 11-3. Vitality ready to seal the deal. Unless this op on Hades and the one real buy that ENCE will get in this entire half comes to fruition.
Yeah, could be the case. And it is just a CT buy in a lonely pool of 3 rounds of total. And it is something, there is something so real about Apex talking smack after a couple of rounds on Vertigo when things went wrong. And that's, yeah, there is a whole series. And in the long run, no matter who they're playing, no matter what series it is, in what environment, Vitality will probably win. So,
I mean, even though, you know, we don't get really the eras anymore, it's kind of becoming a characteristic of the best teams to always be able to claw back series. You know, look at FaZe and all those overtimes they gave us in the last year or two. It's nice to see Vitality have that up their sleeve as well. They've been tested at the start of 2024. But a passing grade's a passing grade. And here on Anubis, well, it's passing with flying colors. ZywOo gets out to the pillar of the B site. We've got a late lurk top mid holding off in Spinks. ZywOo can smell you. Not going to let his guard down, but actually jumps up into Goofy, who luckily isn't hiding in the corner, has an earlier angle than ZywOo expects, and puts us back 3v3. That's 2 CTs inside of the B site. Bomb starts to head back to A. They want to dodge it.
Good play.
Yep.
I mean, they exposed themselves so much out of camera. Or sorry, not at all out of camera.
Nice hold. Op up. Ooh, great to Apex between the eyes and pushes Flamesy to the clutch. Smoke doesn't quite extend to the bomb site, so now he knows he's doomed. Goes for the camera kill. He will get that one, but nice 3-piece from Hades.
Yeah, that is. So at least we know when they get the good guns, they have a good chance as well. Their one attempt, they stick the landing. Great sequence from Hades. Wow. Great last shot as well.
2 headshots. Overkill, but cinematic.
He does hit great shots like that. I mean, that's something he is known for, I'd say, for sure.
ENCE feeling like they got wiggle room this round. It is correct. We have majority pistols for Vitality, but they've got Goofy in the open. And there was no support there. Glaive went back. What was originally 2 CTs peeking out from E-Box turned into a solo expedition for Goofy.
I don't know if they read the money properly. Maybe I guess they're pretty surprised that this is an anti-eco, but that actually could cost them the map. Right? So this is Vitality surprisingly broke, and I think that ENCE were not treating this as an anti-force or an anti-eco.
At least Kylar gets that, but then he extends into what would have been the pack that had his teammate's gun. Goofy delivered this M4 on a silver platter, and it's already coming back to haunt ENCE. Glaive up next, thinking about the same peak. Saiwu ready, and even though he doesn't get the kill, Apex there to finish it off. We've got a 3v2. Guns, of course, in the hands of ENCE. Feels irretrievable with this persistent dark peak that's been coming out of the CTs. Maybe they just respect that wiggle room.
Look how they know how to press the edge every step of the way.
Nope, they get the gun back.
They're just so perfect in their movements right now. Diha versus essentially 3, all convening on this one spot. And they might just walk in right beside him. Oh my God. And it wasn't even one of the rifles.
No way.
A single shot from the Deagle of Spinks, and the round is over. Plant goes down. There was no chance for Hades to get back into this one. He is so far away.
And they're not going to give him anything.
I'm going to say that this was a situation where they misread the economy.
What do you think they were expecting? To push a player down?
I think they were just, well, this would be, imagine if they had full guns, if they were going to take, if they were just going to take control of canals in any normal way. It's just objectively less risky. Obviously, it's just objectively more risky, I should say, to do this versus ecoing players because they're more erratic. The game plans are more erratic on eco rounds. You could be trying to stop a rush or something like that, but you could do that with pre-mollies and nades and doubling up on sites, right? So I'm going to assume. I didn't see the full sort of outlook on this opening setup, but do you want to put your rifles at close range to pistols on rounds like this when it's like you have lots of money and lots of utility? It's like, I don't know.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Mistakes were made, and you can't take that one back.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like Vitality show you from that point on how to keep the edge.
Yep.
And how to make it bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I mean, there was this consistency from ENCE peeking E-Box, right? 2 more players die trying to control the gun of Goofy.
It's like sunk cost. They keep trying to...
Just keep investing.
Yeah, just keep trying to double dip right there, and like...
You only lose when you quit. Ruh-roh. Listen, it was always going to be low chances for ENCE to make this comeback happen, but now with a double 5.7 MP9 buy, the non-believers would already call it quits. Full-blown util across the board. Goofy at least presses up close with that 5.7. We know the capabilities of this nasty pistol. Far more passive ENCE in contrast to the last round. Hades, ooh, he's looking to the left, but there's actually a player on the plat to the right, so the pistol's gonna have to get the duel. AK wins that one. Op's gonna try to come get him. That's a good recovery from Hades for now. It frees up a bunch of long control, but we can also get Vitality sliding down into the A site. In the meanwhile, long-range fight here from the M4. Mezzi trying to squeeze in with the fountain play. Glaive gets aggressive down the river, and this is good control from Glaive. This is a big fight, but Saiwu's gonna win it. Wastes no time taking his head off. They know where Hades was. They know where Hades probably is, and they know that this one should be easy to wrap up. We go back to Vertigo. It's a beautiful win for ENCE. It's not even close with that 13-6 scoreline. And this one should be a bitter stomp, but Hades still fighting tooth and nail. Gets into the cover, but just fell for the ruse. Decides to walk it back. And as he does so, Mezzi doesn't ever need to cross. Saiwu fakes it once. Hades comes out from camera, missed shots, and that's going to be his demise. Had he hit that, we know he's got the talent to follow up on the re-peak, but instead it is Vitality answering back. And not with some crazy Saiwu performance, nay, with Apex putting his money where his mouth is, a 19-kill map to take it 13-4 and push our series into Nuke.